ResortLoop.com is proudly sponsored by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. Indulge in a taste from the South Pacific. Joffrey's new Disney Parks and Resorts blend, Alani, brings the islands to you. Blended with Hawaiian Kona beans and roasted to perfection, Alani is buttery smooth with a tropical sweet aftertaste. Available at Alani or Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
While your group is together, now is a great opportunity to pick a time and place to meet should you become separated in the park.
Are you ready?
Yep. Ready.
Yep. I'm not feeling it. Okay,
I'm so ready. Woo!
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. That's Emily. She Can't Be Contained. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
This is ResortLoop.com. Bob.
Tim.
This is a very exciting show.
How come?
I don't know.
Hey, this show's got a lot of energy, Tim. We got a lot of energy going here. We're really excited about this show, Tim.
Exactly. What kind of coffee are you drinking, Bob?
Woohoo!
I'm, of course, drinking the Joffrey's Guatemala, which is just incredibly good, smooth. Can't beat that new, what is that? Their quarterly, they call it.
Yes, the quarterly coffee. That's going to be in the parks this summer, too.
So good. So good. But that's not why I'm excited. That's not why I'm juiced. I'm juiced because we got a huge announcement that we were supposed to announce back in May because we said we had another exciting thing planned for May, and time slipped away from us. And
a little bit. We didn't miss it by too much, though.
We're only 3 days off, folks. Come on. So we got a huge announcement to make, and that's why we have our two incredible Super Loopers, Joe Quattrocchi, the original Super Looper, and the wonderful Emily Honsa Hicks on today. And why are they on, Tim?
Well, Bob, this is a very exciting announcement. We've been inundated with some messages here and there, requests that people would like to have a Resort Loop running team.
What?
So we are going to start the Resort Loop running team.
Excellent. And again, why do we have these two on today?
Because a team needs leaders.
That's right.
And when it comes to leading the running team, Bob, I have no hope. I have no hope.
It is not us.
No.
As much as we would love to say that we're avid runners, we are avid watchers of runners, and these two folks are two Super Loopers. These guys have been running. I think Joe ran around the world, I think, like 3 times or something. I'm not sure. And Emily's working on it. So,
she is.
That's right.
So, guys, why don't you guys introduce the name of our Resort Loop running team?
Emily, I will give you the honors.
See, I was going to tell you the same thing, but maybe we could do it on the count of 3, or will that just end badly? Okay, 1, 2,
3.
3. The
ResortLoop Rocketeers.
Woo! That is awesome.
I swear the team will be better than the just announcement right there.
We're not handling any shuttle launches. It's cool.
We have a Facebook page that's dedicated just to the ResortLoop Rocketeers. We're going to have a Twitter account that will be dedicated to them as well, to the team.
Yes.
And we got some incredible shirts that are coming. We'll have those up here shortly. If they're not up already, as far as what the shirts look like that you guys can get, these are at cost, our printer's cost. So there's no, we're not trying to gouge anybody again with any kind of sales. We want everybody to be a member of this running team.
And honestly, Bob, the shirts are going to be a little bit lower than cost.
Oh, that's true.
Because our good friends over at Joffrey's Coffee are co-sponsoring the running team for us.
Woohoo!
And it's
the ResortLoop Rocketeers are fueled by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely. See how that'll...
How do you think my morning shakes work?
Just like the rest of LooperNation is powered by Joffrey's Coffee every morning on your way to work or wherever you're going. And now the running team will be powered by Joffrey's Coffee, although we don't recommend drinking hot coffee while you're running. That's probably not it.
Unless it's in a nice tumbler.
Yeah. Then again, Tim, you and I, we're not running. So Guys, what can we look forward to with the running team?
Well, I can tell you right now, I am excited to give people that are sort of beginners or intermediates ramping up tips, because I'm pretty much going on that journey with you. They say the old byword is that Run Disney makes runners into Disney fans and Disney fans into runners, and that's what's happened to me, the part where Disney fans become runners, because I have exercise-induced asthma, and I was in marching band and speech and debate, and I never thought that it was a good idea to run more than a quarter mile, and that was only if a bear was chasing you, and you should probably just give up.
Right.
But I did my first half marathon ever. It's crazy, for Star Wars half, and I'm basically going to be, I feel like, at least, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I feel like my role is going to be to help people ramp up and to know that pretty much anybody with any kind of legs or leg substitutes can manage this. So, and it's a really, really healthy lifestyle choice, and it's really fun. And I've dealt with some like knee injury kind of stuff, and so I can kind of coach people through sort of the beginner's pitfalls. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
Very
Joe,
good.
what do you
And also, you know, these Run Disney weekends can be really overwhelming. You know, it's everything from booking your rooms to your flights to, you know, when do I get to the expo? What is the expo going to be like? You know, what paperwork do I need to fill out? All of that kind of stuff. And I know from my past experiences, full disclosure, I'm a member of 2 other running teams, and those other running teams were extremely helpful, Disney running teams, with asking questions, what to expect. And that's what we kind of, myself and Emily, want to bring here. You know, I've been to Disneyland, I've been to Disney World running. Emily's been to other Walt Disney World running weekends that I haven't been to. So between the 2 of us and other, teammates that will join, and we'll get to know each other, we will have a sense of community to help each other out, and answer questions through Twitter, Facebook, email. It's just, you always have somewhere to go if you need a question, you want to find an answer about something. It could be anything from what's the best resort to stay at to, how many miles should I run today? What do you think? I mean, we'll be available to answer any questions, give the best advice as possible that we can. And it's just good to know that there are people and your quote unquote teammates that will be able, will be there to help you through this journey, because it can be exciting, but it can be overwhelming at the same time. And it's supposed to be fun. And that's what we want to make this, is just to be a whole lot of fun.
Right. And a nice support group for everybody, so if you're having a rough time, getting motivated, hop online, check out the Facebook page. We'll encourage you to continue with your quest to do a Run Disney event. And even if you're not going to do a Run Disney event, just to keep you active and keep moving. And same thing on Twitter and all of that. And Tim, you can attest to that, because you started and you had some pains.
I did. I actually went out. Well, I ordered some actual.
That's a step.
Actual high quality running shoes in my size, which is kind of still hard to find online, surprisingly enough. And we started doing a little bit of running, and I got really sore, so we kind of laid off for a while, and then we've kind of changed that run walk interval a little bit to a little shorter run, a little longer walk, trying to balance things out. But it takes a long while to try to figure out like where you should begin.
Right. And mileage, what I'm learning is that mileage increases have to be done carefully. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You should never. And I have a race on Sunday, and I felt some twinges, and I decided not to run on Thursday. And what I've been told by my friend who did the Barkley Marathons, which is this insane trail run that I think like 13 people ever in the world have accomplished since the 70s. She told me that mileage increases are, you got to be super careful, and it's better to have a pair of fresh legs than it is to have that extra training run.
Oh, okay.
And the most important thing there is to listen to your body. And that's exactly what Emily was doing there. Is your body's telling you something, like, hey, something's not right. It doesn't feel good. Shut it down. Let's take a step back, reevaluate. And that's what this running team is going to be about. You have a question, throw it at us. And if we don't know the answer, we'll say, hey, we don't know. We'll try to point you in the right direction. But that's what it's all about.
And we'll have these guys on all the time talking about the Run Disney events, and we'll try and get some special guests on that are big in the Disney Run Disney community. Joe, I got to say, though, my body always tells me, you know what, let's watch a movie. Don't go outside. Sit down and watch a movie.
Bacon will be good about now.
The first step is always the hardest. Trust me, I struggle with it constantly. But seriously, like I had just said before, full disclosure, I'm a member of 2 other running teams, before we had started this one. And if you are a member of another Disney running team, come on over and join us. There's nothing that says you can't be a member of multiple teams. And those running communities themselves, I see the updates on Facebook, and those people motivate me to get out. I mean, I love to run, and there are days where I just don't feel like getting out there and running. And then, you'll wake up at like 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday and be like, oh, look at all these guys from, for example, the Be Our Guest Lizards. They're out there running. It's like, well, I need to get out there and run. Or the Mickey Milers, they're out there running. So this is a way for everybody to motivate each other to be like, hey, the Rocketeers are out there running. So-and-so did this and so-and-so did that. I can get out there and do it. And then you post your run on our Facebook page, and then everybody encourages each other. But that first step is always the hardest. It's not always the easiest thing to get out there and run, but that's what most of this is a motivation thing to be there for each other. We all share a common love of Disney, which is why we're here listening to this podcast, and just encourage each other to get better.
And how cool is that name, the Rocketeers? Now you get to be like, I'm a Rocketeer. How awesome is that?
Yeah, how cool
I've never
is
had
that?
Opportunity. So.
And the artwork on the shirts, again, by our good pal Greg Nevis, who's designed a lot of stuff for us. Fantastic.
He is incredible.
Yeah, aren't they beautiful? So very cool.
And really quick tip, if you are going to join, you can get the shirts and you can train in them and you can wear them on the race days. But we consulted about this, and we also think that we should have an opportunity for people to dress up. So don't feel like you can't get the shirt and just wear it around training, or even not get the shirt if you don't want to. But basically, you can dress in costume. I refuse to give that opportunity up. So,
hey,
absolutely.
The shirts are great because they're a tech shirt, so they're going to breathe really well. And nothing wrong with just walking around the parks after a race or before a race. Your days leading up to it, You're like you said, you're going to want to dress up sometimes, depending on the race you're doing, and just wear the shirt around for
everywhere
your touring of the parks. There you go.
To work,
Emily,
to bed.
We want to hear, because Emily, this was your very first Run Disney event. So tell everybody what that's like, in case there's some people out there going, I don't know, I'm not a runner. It's not a good thing for me.
I'll tell you, for me, Emily, just even the thought of even thinking about it right now seems very intimidating. Like people kind of
totally
standing there watching you run.
So I have to be fair. This was not my first Run Disney event. I did a 5K and a 10K on marathon weekends in both years. My husband and I say we're doing the slow dopey, which is where we did the 5K 2 years ago, the 10K last year.
Okay, you're stretching it out.
So when you get around to it.
So we signed up for the half. We haven't committed really, except with money and a booking of a hotel room, but we like to not stress out in advance. but we are supposed to do the half this January. And but this was my first, I don't want to minimize the 5K or the 10K, because I think those were amazing races and they got me fit and sort of moving for Run Disney. And so let's just take it from that perspective. Those races, they are kind of intimidating. You get ramped up. I mean, there's all kinds of details to deal with, but really in the end, if you channel that all into excitement, it is one of the coolest, most unifying feelings. A Run Disney event, we've done a couple other 5Ks locally. We have actually Sunday, we have a 5.25 miler, the Blossom Time Run, which is our community's run. And those are really fun, and you line up, and a Run Disney event is it's like the Oscars of running, I suppose. There's so much. You got to go to the expo beforehand. You've got to go pick up your packet in advance. You have to, book a room. These are things that you don't normally have to do necessarily for a normal run. So, but it wasn't that. Once you get there, it's almost like you couldn't not finish the race, because it's so exciting that you're not even thinking about the race anymore. Does that make sense?
Right. No, you're exactly right. Yeah.
You're
That's what I experienced.
Show me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to convince my wife and daughter that the 5Ks are the best way to start out, because you don't have to run. There were a lot of people just walking the 5K.
And we did. My mother did with us.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We walked the whole thing in the rain. It was cold and rainy, and we had a blast. It was that fateful It was that weekend that everybody still talks about, the marathon weekend where it was 30 degrees. But we're from Ohio, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Tropical. But we just sat there and just like every walking through Epcot for the first time. I almost want to say your first Run Disney event is the coolest.
Right.
Because you've never been to the parks before they open. You know, you see the sunrise over the World Showcase. It's just indescribable.
Right. And this is something that I try and tell everybody. If you can go to Walt Disney World and walk around those parks the way people walk around the parks, you can do a Run Disney event because you're putting in the miles anyway every day walking around those parks.
Yep.
So,
after our half, we looked at our pedometer, and then we looked at it at the end of the night. And of course, the half is like 13 point, I don't even know, some miles. And at the end of the night, we had walked more than 20 miles.
20. Oh, wow.
After the race.
Right. I had a fantastic travel companion that kept me moving the whole time. She did not listen to me when I said I couldn't move anymore. So we went to Mexico anyway. But but really, you're absolutely right. If you can go to the World Showcase, you can do a 5K. Because by the time you get from your car or the monorail or wherever, you've already done at least 3 miles. I mean, once you get around that country, the span of countries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anybody could do it. I mean, I've been on the show before. I've been on other shows where I've told my story where I was a 2-pack-a-day smoker. I mean, I was a heavy smoker. I wasn't in the best health. I wasn't like, severely overweight, but I wasn't out there running. I quit smoking. I started small with a 5K. I worked my way up, and I did the dopey. I've run New York City twice. I'm running another marathon this fall. If I could do it being a 2-pack-a-day smoker and quitting, then anybody can do this. I mean, I'm not a professional runner. I didn't run in high school. I didn't run in college. I was just an everyday normal guy. And, I just decided I wanted to get healthy, and this was a way to do it. And I mean, now I'm running half marathons and running on weekends, and it's kind of like whatever. And I'm proud of that. So anybody can do this. The first step is always the hardest. And that's why everybody, us, myself, Emily, Tim, Bob, everybody in this Resort Loop community, like, we will motivate you. We will be like, get out there and do it. Just get out there and do something. Something is always better than nothing. And like Emily said, if you could walk World Showcase, you could do a 5K at Disney. I mean, you will put 10 to 12 miles a day easily if you're going to Magic Kingdom, Epcot. You won't even know it. I mean, if you want a pedometer, you'll see it. But a 3.1 5K is nothing. I mean, that's like a quarter of your day. So anybody can do it.
And you can do it with your family.
Right. And you did it, Joe. You did the Dopey Challenge. How many miles did you put in that weekend?
I did the Dopey, and I believe it was almost about 125 miles by the time I was done. And I wore my pedometer. That was from when I got on the airplane in Newark, New Jersey, from that morning. 48.6 for actual race mileage, and then everything else after that. I mean, I remember the day of the marathon, I think my marathon distance was about 26.7 because you're weaving in and out, of traffic. So you're always running actually a little more than the race distance. But that day, because my opinion, and a lot of runners will tell you, is you got to keep moving. Even after a marathon, you cannot lay down. You got to keep moving. I went to the parks later that day. I think I put about 38 miles in that day. Like, we walked around the Magic Kingdom. And So I mean, it was just a lot of walking, but it was about 125 miles that whole week. And,
And if you're thinking that sounds insane, don't worry, I'll be there with you thinking that sounds insane. So I can't promise you that one day I won't think that's normal. But right now, I'm still going to be with you beginner runners thinking that sounds insane.
Right. But you got to admit, it's a whole different environment when you're doing that at Walt Disney World or Disneyland for that matter, because we have such a special place in our heart for those places that to do that down there, you really don't even notice it. Not like you would if you were running around, let's say Cleveland. You're going to feel Cleveland at 125 miles walking around Cleveland.
Cleveland is beautiful, so you will feel every step with joy in your body. But I will say you're absolutely right. I feel like I joked before I did the half that Disney World I would do pretty much anything to go to Disney World, including run a half marathon.
There you go. There you go. Well, this is very exciting, Tim. I am just thrilled that we've got this together. thank you so much to Joe and Emily for being our team captains.
Absolutely.
And we are looking forward to just an incredible running team in the upcoming years. And if you guys want to be a part of this, all you got to do is go to Resort Loop Rocketeers. We'll get you on there on our Facebook page and Twitter, and just come on board and be a Rocketeer and share your stories of your Run Disney events. Ask questions. These guys are going to help you out, and if, like Joe said, if they don't have the answers, they're going to find the answers for you. So, or find somebody that does know the answer. So
I think it's going to be incredible.
Very, very excited. And again, thank you to Greg Nevis for the incredible shirt design. And thank you again to Emily and Joe for spearheading this for us.
I can feel the inspiration already. I think crazy things are going to happen.
You're going to run again?
Well, I've got the shoes.
Yeah, you bought the shoes. You got to use them, my friend.
Exactly right. And they weren't cheap.
Yeah. You may actually see Tim and Bob running in a marathon together.
And not after committing a crime.
That would be epic.
Anyway, Tim,
yes.
Joe, and Emily, anything else?
I'm just going to say again, like, if you're a member of another running team, come on board. You know, it's okay to be a member of multiple teams. You know, we want to have the more people, the merrier. And we just look forward to, getting to meet new people and just to, give me and Emily a little bit of time to get things running here. It's going to be a little bit of a work in progress, but we're excited to meet some new people and to get this thing going.
You can get in on the ground floor.
Absolutely. And we all know that you runners, you love shirts. Come on. You love having different shirts.
You need them. You perspire. So I hear.
We do all this for free shirts. It's true.
That's right. There you go.
And have you seen what those Disney shirts go on for eBay or go for on eBay?
I have not.
No.
Oh my gosh. The race shirts, the free ones, I think, are like $40. It's insane.
Oh wow.
So you could also start doing Run Disney as, a side project to make money.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't encourage that. I'm keeping my shirts, but
I may have to try and sell my Expedition Everest shirt. That's got to be worth a couple of bucks, huh?
I would
anyway,
think so.
Tim,
yes.
That is all I've got for these guys.
Oh, Emily, Joe, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott.
Thank you.
Oh,
thanks,
our
guys.
pleasure. Our pleasure. You can find me on Twitter, ResortLoop Tim, on the Facebook at Tim Scott, and the website, ResortLoop.com.
I'm ResortLoop Bob on the Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. Check out Resort Loop Rocketeers on Facebook and Twitter. And what else should folks do, Tim?
Everyone go out there and share not only the gateway to the magic, but the Rocketeers.
See you, everybody. With 4 theme parks, 25 resort hotels, hundreds of dining and shopping locations, and seemingly innumerable special events and ticket options, planning a trip to Walt Disney World can seem overwhelming. That's why the ResortLoop.com podcast has teamed up with People Mover Travel to help you get the most magic out of your Disney vacation. People Mover Travel will walk you through every aspect of your next Disney trip, from ensuring you get the best discounts to FastPass Plus and dining reservations and so many other things. Best of all, there is no fee for their service. That's right, you get your very own expert Disney vacation planner at no cost to you. For more information and to request a free, no-obligation quote, visit peoplemovertravel.com.
I forgot to mention that Tim literally motivated me to get out and run one day when I saw his new shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Really? Oh,
seriously, I was like, I don't feel like it. And I saw his new shoes and I was like, Tim is amazing. He's going to start running. And I'm going to be even further behind.
That is awesome. Oh, that is awesome.